Hello, Chef. It's Clint Arthur, president of 5 Star Butter Company. You might have seen me as the judge of Battle Butter on Iron Chef America. What a great day that was. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the ways that you are throwing away dollars by trying to save pennies on your table service butter. And the first way that you're doing that is by reducing your guests' perception of the quality of your restaurant. The first thing that they get from your kitchen is the bread and butter service. And if that is not world class, like the rest of your stuff, like the steak and like the lobster and like the avocado and the tomatoes, if that isn't a world class product, then what are you doing? The very first message you're giving to your guest is that you're going to be looking for ways to skimp and cut corners and save a few pennies. And that's going to undermine every decision that that guest is going to make. It's going to make them decide not to get an appetizer, because it won't be great. It'll make them decide not to get the expensive steak or other expensive entree item on your menu because they'll be concerned it might not be worth it. Or it'll make them decide to save the calories and skip dessert. Because if the bread and butter wasn't awesome, then what makes you think that the dessert is going to be awesome? Now, conservatively, I would put a value of $250 in lost sales per month on this one issue of reducing the guest perception of the quality of your restaurant. Now, the next one is even bigger than that one. The next one is reducing your staff's perception of the importance of quality in your restaurant. Man, if your staff knows that you're putting out cheap butter with the bread and butter, and you're spending good money on the bread, most likely, or you're putting out good effort on the bread, and now they know that you're compromising by using Anderson dairy butter or Cisco butter, just regular butter. And I love it. A lot of times I will go in a restaurant and I'll say, "Excuse me, do you know what the brand of this butter is?" And the waiter or busboy will go, "It's just regular butter." That's not the answer you want coming out of the mouth of your busboy or your server in your white tablecloth restaurant. And if you're watching this video, you're trying to be one of the best restaurants in town, if not the best restaurant in town. So the answer coming out of it is, the answer coming out of that server's mouth should be, "Oh, that's certified organic, 5-Star Butter Company, best butter on earth. It's from Northern California, grass-fed butter. It's the best butter in the world, and it's with chef's compliments." That's the answer that should come out of their mouth. But if they just say it's regular butter, now how is that going to impact the sales of that server when they know that you're trying to save 6 cents on your portion control butter or on your table butter, however you're presenting it, using regular butter? That's going to make the server wonder, hey, should I really push hard to recommend that expensive entree, or am I just selling this guy? Should I really push hard to recommend that dessert, or am I just doing a sales job here? See, nobody wants to sell. No waiter certainly wants to sell. They want to be proud. They want to say, "Man, it's awesome." Okay? And the only way that they can truthfully say to the guest that something that you're selling is awesome is if they believe it 100% right down the line. And by serving the cheap butter right at the top of the meal, you are undermining your sales staff's ability to sell in your establishment. Now, I give that a value of $500 a month. That's $500 of lost sales. And if you think about it, that's a pretty conservative estimate, because that impact has trickled through all of your servers and all of your bussers and even into your kitchen. You know, everybody knows that quality only matters some of the time in your restaurant. Not all the time, only some of the time. So how does that impact the quality of the work that your kitchen staff does? How does it impact the quality of even your cleaning staff when they know that nobody's going to be looking in the corners? Nobody's going to be looking underneath the grates. Because there are certain places where it's okay to skimp on quality, including the first thing you give to your guests. So that's $500, and I think that's an understatement. Just for this purposes, we'll go with that. The next place is the butter lover. What do you think? Only Emerald Lagasse and Paula Deen love butter? You think they're the only ones? Come on. You and I, and everybody knows that everybody loves great butter. Think about how much popcorn is sold just on the smell of butter alone. Because people love butter. Even though the butter sucks in the movie theaters, they still buy it because it smells good. And they know it's not even going to taste great. Now, in your restaurant, at least one time per month, is going to come somebody who is a true butter lover. And they are going to be presented with your bread and butter presentation. And at that moment, either they're going to get regular butter or they're going to get 5-Star Butter Company Best Butter on Earth from Northern California. Grass-fed with sea salt. Awesome, uncompromising product. And when you put that 5-Star Butter Company butter down, they are going to flip out. They may not say anything to you. They may not say anything to their guests at their table. But I get letters from people saying, oh my God, you don't understand. My mother has interrupted meals at Picasso restaurant because the butter was so great. And she's also interrupted meals at, what was the other restaurant that she went to? At Oriole. Because the butter was so great. And it's been your butter all those times. Okay? There are people like that. And now you're going to get a butter lover who's going to ask, what is this butter? And your staff is going to tell them what it is. And now the next time they're going to have the choice. Are we going to the steakhouse or are we going to one of the best restaurants in town because they're the only ones who have 5-Star Butter Company Best Butter on Earth? And that guest is going to make the decision, you know what? Steaks I can get anytime, but I can only get the best butter on earth at that restaurant. And so therefore, we're going there. So what's dinner for two at your restaurant? $200? Easy, right? That doesn't count wine. It doesn't count a lot of things. So I give that butter lover a $200 value. And there's going to be one of those a month. Okay. The last one that I'm going to talk about, there's more, but this is the last one I'm going to talk about, is losing a butter lover. Okay? What happens when the butter lover comes in and you serve them the regular butter? Now, you're going to be confronted with that same decision. Should we go to the steakhouse or should we go to the expensive restaurant? You know, the Five Diamond restaurant. And unless the answer is, I want to go there because they have great butter, the answer is going to be, let's go to the steakhouse. Why should we spend all that money when the butter isn't even great? Why should we spend all that money when at least I know I'm going to get a great steak at the steakhouse? And so instead of gaining a two-top, you're going to lose a two-top. And so that has a value of $200. So what is the bottom line when you just add up these four variables on saving dollars by, losing dollars rather, by saving pennies? Well, the total is $1,150. Now, my average client restaurant with 100 seats, do they spend $1,150 on my butter per month? Absolutely not. Take, for example, Charlie Palmer's Steakhouse at the Four Seasons in Las Vegas. They get 5 cases of butter every month. It's like $900. They're making $250 on my butter. Here's the math. But more important than the math, okay, you have to decide, are you looking to cut corners? Is that really the kind of restaurant that you want to run? Is that really the kind of business that you want to devote your life to? Is that really the kind of chef that you want to be? Is that really the kind of attitude that you want your staff to have, looking for opportunities to shave a couple pennies here by cutting a corner? Is that the kind of place you want? Or do you want the kind of place that's committed to outstanding quality every step of the way? That's the way we do business at 5-Star Butter Company. We have a commitment to outstanding quality. And we are always looking to work with people and outstanding chefs who share our commitment to outstanding quality. So if that's you, please feel free to call me anytime to discuss butter or a special presentation or whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about. I am always available for my clients. My cell phone number, area code 310-415-0450. Clint Arthur, president of 5 Star Butter Company. Thanks so much for watching.